Hello everybody, welcome back to Advocnurse Nursing Vlogs. For today's video, as I've promised you before, I will share with you the full video about the full project that we have been working on for the nutrition nursing course the previous semester. So I hope you'll like it, so see you in a bit. السلام عليكم، يعطيكم العافية، رمضان كريم. معكم طلاب تمريض جامعة آل البيت، مساق صحة التغذية. حابين اليوم نحكي عن most popular diet that followed up in the whole world. Like those like people follow those kind of diets just like to lose weight, to maintain wellness, to just protect themselves, to reduce the risk factors, or maybe even to treat some kind of diseases that they have been through. So, but the problem here is that there's a lot of questions, concerns before like following those diets, like what is the most important things that you have to do or what you have to take like while you are following up those kind of diets. So we will talk about the right way to just like follow those diets to prevent the complications that will affect your body and make this diet not efficient as the way you want. So let's go and see and talk about the first diet for today.
Is someone who avoids all types of meat, whether it be hamburger, hot dog, chicken, or even a fish. Vegetarian are also sometimes classified by the type of food they are or aren't willing to eat. Here's some types of vegetarians. Lacto-ovo-vegetarian are allowed to eat plants, egg, and dairy. This is the most common type of vegetarians. Another type of vegetarian are also allowed to eat plants, eggs, and dairy and seafood. Lacto-vegetarian are only allowed to eat plants and dairy. On the other hand, vegans are allowed to eat nothing but plants. There is reason to be vegetarian. Some of these reasons: religion, health, animal welfare, reduce the environmental impact, cost. Some people can't afford meat, avoid hormone and livestocks. Benefit to be a vegetarian: reduce the risk of many chronic illnesses associated with longer life, may protect against heart diseases, reduce the risk of developing cancer, reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus, lower blood pressure, and you may get less likely to be overweight. Most of vegetarians have concern if they are getting enough protein, but nothing to worry about. The average human actually consume more protein than we actually need. For lacto-ovo-vegetarian, dairy products are excellent source of protein. Vegans, on the other hand, get their protein from nuts, seeds, and soya products. Along with the lines of bean, there are several to choose from, including green, red lentils, peanuts, soya, and many more. Some of them are already familiar with, such as kidney beans and chili, refried beans in Mexican dish, red beans, and rice in pinto beans. Although some of beans taste good, but some of them are already available in different flavors to enhance their taste. Nuts are high protein, but they are also high in fat, so you should take them in moderation. By having 1 cup of cooked beans, you will get the same amount of protein as 2 ounces of meat. The nutritive concern of vegan who avoid all type of animal are vitamin B12, calcium, and vitamin D. To have an adequate intake of vitamin B12, vegans should regularly consume vitamin B12 supplements or food which contain vitamin B12 such as soy product or milk. For calcium, vegan can rely on orange juice or soya as they are fortified with calcium. Vegetables, beans, and leafy green vegetables will also contain some calcium as well. Vitamin D, why you need it and how you will get it. Vitamin D helps the body to absorb calcium and build a strong bone. And get vitamin D from sunlight, food, and supplements. So, here's another nutritive concern: iron, important for healthy blood, muscles, energy levels, are needed for the prevention of anemia. Vegetarian source of iron include legumes, tofu, fortified cereals, breads, green leafy vegetables, almonds, dates, and also, as we know, including the source of vitamin C in the diet can help in the absorption of iron. So here we go to our last topic, vegetarian and vegan diet pyramid. Here you can see some options vegetarian should take every day.
The Ducken Diet is a high-protein, low-carb, weight-loss diet that's built into 4 phases that's claimed to produce rapid weight loss without hunger. The Ducken Diet starts by calculating your goal weight, called your true weight, based on 3 things: your age, your weight loss history, and other factors. How long you stay to each phase depends on how much weight you need to lose to reach your true weight. Cruise phase is the second phase, 1 to 12 months. Alternate lean protein one day with lean protein and non-starchy vegas. The next plus 2 tablespoons of oat bran every day. The third and the fourth phases is consolidation phase and stabilization phase. Official Ducken Diet website provide a list of 100 foods allowed in this diet. Of the 100 foods, 68 are pure protein and 32 are vegetables. The person can introduce additional foods during the later stages of this diet. Sample meal plan for the first phases of the Ducken Diet. يعني بدي احكي انه شو ممكن بيقدر ياكل اللي مت بهاي الحمية وقت الفطور والغداء والعشاء. At the breakfast, non-fat cottage cheese with 1.5 tablespoons of oat bran, coffee and tea with non-fat milk. At the lunch, roast chicken, noodles, iced tea. At the dinner, lean steak, iced tea. At the dinner, lean steak, coffee or tea with non-fat milk. However, Ducken Diet concerns about high protein intake, especially its impact on kidney and bone health. People with kidney stones, kidney problems, gout, liver diseases, or other serious diseases should speak with doctor before beginning a high protein diet. Finally, the Ducken Diet is probably safe for most people, but those people with certain medical concerns may.
Fat diet. A low-fat diet is one that restricts fat and often saturated fat and cholesterol. الفات عنا بتساوي 9 calories per gram بينما الكربوهيدرات and البروتين بتساوي 4 calories per gram. Choosing low-fat meals provide more food without increased calorie. What to eat if you are on low-fat diet program? What you can eat: fruits, vegetables, grains, lean protein. What to avoid: fatty meat, whole milk dairy, fried food, whole grains foods, vegetables, lean proteins, skimmed milk, fish, salmon, tuna, leafy vegetables. Healthy effects: cardiovascular health, lowering fat intake from 35 to 40% of total calories to 15 to 20 of total calories has been shown to decrease total and LDL cholesterol by 10 to 20, so decrease risk for heart disease. Body weight. Studies have shown that the effectiveness of low-fat diet for weight loss is broadly similar to that of low-carbohydrate diet in long term. Effects: low-fat diet and minerals. Lower fat content was the main reason for the increased minerals absorption, for example, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Fat is a major source of calories, builds cell membranes and hormone, and help your body absorb fat. Soluble vitamins, added vitamins, A vitamin, D vitamin, E vitamin, K vitamin. Doctors recommended not leaving fat completely and eating less.
يعطيكم العافية. في الآونة الأخيرة كتير عم نسمع عن أنواع أنظمة غذائية الناس بتتبعها وهي ما بتعرف شو أثرها على صحتهم، ومن هاي الأنواع Human Chorionic Gonadotropin، بحيث إنه Extreme Diet، ويقال إنه الناس يلي بتستخدمه بتخسر حوالي من نص ل1 كيلوغرام يوميا. وبما إنه Extreme Diet FDA يلي هي إدارة الغذاء والدواء الأمريكية اعتبرته dangerous and illegal. وهلأ إيش هو ال HCG؟ هو هرمون بيرتفع في حالات الحمل، وكمان ضروري لحتى يحافظ على إنتاج هرمونات أخرى مهمة لتطور الأجنة يلي هم الاستروجين والبروجستيرون. بس أكيد رح تتساءلوا إيش الرابط بين هالهرمون وفقدان الوزن؟ الدكتور البريطاني ألبرت سيمونز هو أول حدا افترض وجود علاقة بين ال HCG هرمون وإنقاص الوزن، بحيث عمل combination between ultra low calories diet of around 500 to 800 calories per day and HCG hormone administered via injection. كتير في ثيوريز بتحاول انها تفسر آلية عمل هذا الهرمون، منها اللي بيحكي انه ال HCG هرمون بيساعد على زيادة عمليات الميتابوليزم بالجسم، وبالتالي بيساعد على خسارة كبيرة للدهون الموجودة بالجسم without feeling hungry. على النقيض في نظريات أخرى بتحكي إنه ال HCG هرمون ما له أي علاقة، وكل الخسارة بترجع ل ultra low calories intake، بحيث إنه كمية الكالوريز المطلوبة بهذا الدايت أقل بكتير من النورمال افريج المطلوب يوميا للإنسان، وطبعا هذا بيعمل كتير ريسك وكتير كومبليكيشن بتأثر على صحته. ومن أهم الكومبليكيشن الناتجة عن severe limits of calories depression, fatigue, irritability, swelling of many breasts related to hormone, and another serious complication like a blood clot formation and a blocking of the vessels. Be healthy, غيداء محسن.
You might have heard about this trendy diet. Today I'm explaining what it is, what it entails, and what is the pros and cons that you have to consider before starting this diet. Although this way of eating dates back decades, when popularized by Dr. Stanley Pollan in 1985. It is designed to resemble what our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate thousands of years ago during the Paleolithic era, the caveman era. Under argument that our body were not built to just consume foods that produced by modern farming practices. So, Paleos is all about eating strictly whole foods and avoiding processed food. So you will be cutting out sugar, dairy, grains, alcohol, and the guns. A disclaimer: all of the studies that I'll be referring to were just completed in a short-term effects in your body, and therefore the long-term effects of this paleo diet effects in your body are unknown. So here's what we know about the benefits of the paleo diet. Eliminating processed food and cutting out of your food and eating more whole food. This will reduce the intake of the sodium that you will be finding in all of the processed food, and this will make you avoid the empty calories, the added sugar. This also will help you to manage your blood pressure and for sure potentially stave off the diseases. And because you are cutting out foods that have a lot of sugar, alcohol, and gluten, this will potentially help you to reduce the inflammation in our body, which will help us to mitigate the symptoms of chronic illnesses. In general, when you follow a diet rich in lean proteins and plant-based food, this will make you feel fuller longer, and for sure this will help you to manage the blood sugar. So when you just reduce all of those spikes in our blood sugar, this is great for keeping our energy levels and stress hormones in check. The major red flag about this diet is that could poke nutritional holes in your diet if you don't do it right. Like when you take a limited intake of grains, this will diminish the levels of B vitamins like niacin and folate, and for sure as well as magnesium and fiber that your body wants and need to run properly. So also cutting out major food groups, this will lead to a lack of a lot of nutrients that your body needs, like calcium, vitamin D, and for sure phosphorus. So like diets that include cutting out a major food group, this will raise like some serious concerns that, because for real there is no substantial evidence that like supports cutting out or exclusion dairy, grains, and legumes from an average consumer's diet. And this diet like concentrating and focus on like increasing the intake or in high quantity saturated fat that you will take from meat, that will be eating like a lot on this paleo diet. So this will increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases for sure. Now for some tips about how you can make paleo diet like works for you. First of all, you have to focus on green leaf vegetables that contains calcium. And for sure, just like bok choy, Swiss chard, and even spinach. You can also incorporate plant-based protein sources such as like hazelnuts and even hemp seeds to reduce the focus on meat. You can also just like consume essential oils. I know there's a lot of like cook oils, but you have just to focus on olive oils, because olive oil like contains a little amount of saturated fat and a lot of unsaturated fat. And most importantly, you have to make sure that you don't consume a tons of coconut oils or any other oils, because they already have an extra amount of saturated fat. I know that paleo diet, I know the fruits is not the center of the paleo diet, but for sure you have to take at least 1 to 2 serving fruits per day, because will give you an extra punch of nutrients and antioxidants. A friendly reminder. Just doesn't mean just because it's a paleo diet you should to polish off like a part of chocolate every night. I know that the paleo diet is just excluding the dairy product as a major group food, but you have to substitute it with like dairy-free alternatives. Like you have to consume milk. I know, milk with Y, not an I, because milk, just like such as whether it is almond milk, banana milk, and even coconut milk. And you have just to be creative with your veggies. You can try nuts, cheeses, and even you can try almond cheeses. So if you feel just like funky about this diet, you have to take a step back and to make some adjustments on your diet to suit you better. For sure, there are a few conditions that may compromise by this type of diet. So you have to make sure to continuously check out your blood pressure with a diet, especially if you have a family with a history of cardiovascular diseases, kidney diseases, and osteoporosis. So thank you. This was the paleo diet.
مرحبا، أنا الطالبة سجا أمير، واليوم رح نحكي عن الأتكنز دايت. شو هو الأتكنز دايت؟ عبارة عن حمية غذائية بيتبعها الأشخاص اللي بدهم يقللوا من وزنهم. هاي الحمية بتكون بتعتمد على البروتينات والدهون بشكل كبير جدا، بالمقابل كميات تكاد تكون معدومة من الكربوهيدرات. يعني مثلا الأشخاص بيتناولوا بهاي الحمية الأسماك، المأكولات البحرية، اللحوم، البيض، الجبنة ممكن، والزيوت بكل أنواعها. يعني هي بتعتمد بشكل أساسي على البروتينات. إحنا جسمنا بيعتمد بهذه الدايت على عملية تسمى الكيتوسيس، وهي استخدام الدهون كمصدر بديل للطاقة عن الكربوهيدرات. جسمنا لما ما يخزن جلايكوجين بشكل كافي من الكربوهيدرات راح ينخفض مستوى السكر في الدم، وبالتالي راح يدور على مصدر بديل وهو الدهون. هذا الدايت بداية أو من الأساس اللي اخترعه هو الطبيب روبرت أتكنز. كان هدفه من هاي الدايت إنه يخفض وزن المرضى بشكل كبير خلال فترة قصيرة. الناس اللي عندهم morbid obesity، لأنه هذا الإشي بيكون ريسك كبير أثناء السيرجريز بشكل عام. الأتكنز دايت هي 4 مراحل. أول مرحلة هي المرحلة التمهيدية، هون هدفنا بيكون نخلي الجسم يستخدم الدهون بدلاً عن الكربوهيدرات. بهاي المرحلة يتم خسارة الوزن بشكل ملحوظ، وهذا الإشي بشجع الناس اللي تتبع هذا النظام انها تكمل فيه. المرحلة الثانية يتم خسارة الوزن بشكل أبطأ من المرحلة الأولى، وهون ممكن ندخل بعض الكربوهيدرات على هذا النظام. ثالث مرحلة هي مرحلة ما قبل التثبيت، وهون تقريبا بنكون وصلنا للوزن المثالي. رابع مرحلة هي مرحلة التثبيت. بهاي المرحلة الشخص لازم يستمر على الدايت بشكل كامل. هلا مميزات الأتكنز دايت إنه بيخلينا نفقد وزن كبير خلال فترة قصيرة جدا، لهيك بيسموه دايت المشاهير، لكن عيوبه أكبر بكتير من مميزاته. مثلا إحنا عنا بيحول لنا جسمنا من الحالة القلوية لحالة أسيدك، فبتصير عنا الأمراض الوراثية تظهر بشكل أكبر. تاني إشي بصير عنا فتيجي، لأنه إحنا جسمنا بيعتمد على الكربوهيدرات، فهذا الإشي بيخلينا نحس بالتعب دائما. ثالثا بيعملنا constipation، لأنه ما في نسبة فايبر عالية، ما في ألياف، ما في ملينات، فبصير عنا constipation، غير إنه بيعمل bad odor بسبب الحالة الأسيدك اللي بيكون فيها الجسم. هلا الأشخاص اللي محبذ إنهم يستخدموا هذا الدايت هم الأشخاص اللي عندهم عملية جراحية بوقت قريب، اللي هو أصلا ابتكر الدايت هذا كرمالهم. أما الأشخاص اللي ممنوعين منه هم الناس اللي عندهم أنيميا، الناس اللي عندهم cardiac disorders or kidney disorders، الناس pregnant women، كمان children والتينيجر ممنوع يستخدموا هذا الدايت. هيك بنكون حكينا عن الدايت بشكل مختصر وسريع، ويعطيك العافية.
Low carb diet. What is low carb diet? A low carb diet is a way of eating that restricts dietary carbohydrates, mainly from grains, sugar-sweetened beverages, and bread. In the low carb diet, how many carbohydrates should be consumed daily? Studies suggest that a low carb diet comprises of 10 to 30% of calories from carbohydrates. Although there is no set definition, for a healthy person who consumes 2,000 calories per day, this equals 50 to 150 grams of carbohydrate. This schedule shows the classification of different carb diets for men and women and what is the goal population for each one. Low carb pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Pros of going low carb. You can still eat great tasting high fat foods such as butter, cream, mayonnaise, cheese, steaks, etc., which are healthy in moderation. Protein can help keep you feeling full longer. A low carbohydrate diet usually results in rapid weight loss due to the way in which water is stored alongside carbohydrate stores. Weight loss over a 1-year period is comparable to a traditional low-fat diet. Some studies show an improvement in blood glucose control and insulin sensitivity. Some studies show an improvement in blood triglyceride levels, but only when saturated fat is also restricted. Ketosis suppresses appetite. Now we will talk about the cons. Carbohydrates are found in many different types of foods, including bread and cereal, fruits, and some vegetables and some dairy foods. Avoiding these food groups in order to reduce the total amount of carbohydrate will result in a suboptimal intake of the vitamins and minerals found in these foods. A lack of dietary carbohydrate can affect your mood and concentration. Muscle loss is common as the body looks to use protein for fuel. It can also lead to reduced exercise tolerance from reduced glycogen stores in your muscle. Low carb diets are also generally low in fiber and antioxidants, which can increase your risk of certain cancers, especially bowel cancer. Low-carb diets that advocate high protein can cause damage to your kidneys and bones. If you suddenly cut carbs from your diet, you may have these symptoms: headache, bad breath, weakness, muscle cramps, fatigue, skin rash, constipation or diarrhea. What can you eat on a low-carb diet? Here are some of the foods that you can have on a low-carb diet. Foods to avoid. Avoid 6 food group and nutrient. Sugar, soft drinks, fruit juices, agave, candy and ice cream. Refined grains, wheat, rice, barley and rye, as well as bread, cereal and pasta. Trans fats, hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, diet and low-fat products, dairy products, cereals or crackers. Highly processed foods, don't eat foods made in a factory. Starchy vegetables, limit starchy vegetables in your diet.
And for sure, we can't turn on a blind eye on the health benefits of a diverse diet that touches every food group. So you have to make sure to make your own research about those diets and to make some adjustments on this diet to suit your body, to make it efficient and to not make any complications and risk factors that will affect your body. كان معكم طلاب مصاب صحة التغذية بإشراف الدكتورة منار العزام. شكرا لمتابعتكم الفيديو. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace. That wasn't the best. I'm so sorry for that. I'm not lying, but actually I'm so sorry for that. But what did you expect from just a bunch of whole people who are just sitting down in their houses and doing a project? Actually, it was so tiring to edit it and it was too long. So whatever, I hope you like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And please press the subscribe button if you haven't yet. This will help me so much. Thank you for watching. See you in another video. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.